What's up guys, Brad here, and today I want to do a deck showcase of my Keleseth Paladin. So as you can tell from the title of the deck, this is a very aggressive Paladin. Now I'm going to go through the deck list, not really going to explain every card individually, but only the interesting ones. So Akira's Veteran is pretty straightforward, just like the old school Beast of Sergeant, Argent Squires, 2 Bloodsail Corsair. I think this is the most powerful version of Pirates as for this set at least, because it's weapon removal and we are not going to have a weapon actually equipped until turn 3, and we want to play this a lot earlier than that. Patches helps to, obviously thin your deck so you can get Prince Keleseth better. Righteous Protectors, Selfless Heroes, get more Divine Shields. Zealous Initiate, this is the newest addition to the deck. I wasn't sure if I should add this. I had the actual deck kind of a little heavier, and I made this change to be able to drop the cards as quick as possible and play Divine Favors rather than playing the small time recruits for card draw. And even though this does have more 1-drops, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get more than 3 cards with Divine Favor now. And this also gets to buff minions. We got a lot of Divine Shield, so it's pretty useful. Prince Keleseth, obviously this is like the key to the deck. I think that it was actually one of the more underrated cards from the set, as everybody kind of was making fun of all the Prince cards, and Keleseth, oh my god, not having a 2-drop, it's horrible. But if you build around it, I think it's actually not that bad. It's one of the stronger effects. Mist Color was horrible because it was 6 mana. Well, this can do it at 2 mana. Divine Favor, excuse me, as I said, this is your card draw. Makes sense. We have a lot of Divine Shield minions, so this is why Rallying Blade is just so key to the deck. Obviously, powerful weapon too. Scarlet Crusader, yes, it's not good, but it is the Divine Shield. This is a Divine Shield Paladin. Basically, it's built around that. The Rallying Blade gets some buffs. You can. I had another card that was in this was Blood Knight, and the reason Blood Knight was taken out is because I thought it wasn't really getting enough value. A lot of people are popping the Divine Shields beforehand, so this is another card that kind of make the cutting blocks. It might go away from Divine Shield Paladin and more into a just aggressive Paladin, so this could be something that gets dropped, as a lot of those Divine Shield cards that were getting buffs like Blood Knight and Bolvar have been cut, as they weren't really performing up to task. So this is one of the cards I would say keep an eye out for, and I'll even mention it in the video if I decide to switch it. Wicker Flame Burn Bristles is a bodyguard. Wolf Riders, just aggressive, pure aggression. Our Arrogant Crusader, so this is basically our big dude. So the reason we have him is a lot of times like Handlocks will be playing the Mountain Giants, and this is really our answer to that, and it makes them not want to trade into it because we still have a minion on the board. They want us to trade in, but we can get a very good value trade with this card. So I threw one just to test it out. I haven't played it at all, but we'll see how it does. I don't see it being that bad, but even still, it's going to make them use some cards probably inefficiently to trade into it, and then we'll still have a 2/2 and see what they can do with it. It could be horrible, but we'll see. Blessing of Kings, this is key. Obviously, you're buffing up these small minions. You need to do something with them. 2 Spellbreakers. So this card is what we're going to use to get her through those taunts, keep going phase, stop the onslaughts, the buffing, and obviously Paladin. The more popular version is using Spike Ridge Steeds, and this gets through that. Basically anything with taunt is your enemy. Kind of reminds you of the Pirate Warrior. Well, that's why Spellbreakers in Pirate Warrior. 1 True Silver, we don't need a ton of weapons. We already have 3. So I don't believe a 4th would be too good. Plus, fact is, well, I think Rallying Blade's better in this deck because of how many Divine Shield minions. And we don't really care about the healing. It just becomes clunky if you have Rallying Blade and True Silver in your hand. So that's why. And Leroy is our finisher. So I think the deck actually does pretty well. I did make these new changes, so maybe it won't do as well as previously. I do think there are a few changes that can be made, so let's just jump into it. Try and do a quick few games to show it off. Now, starting things off here, we have Druid. I also want to mention that I do have a cold, so I'm sure you can tell from my horrible voice. I've had a lot of renditions of this deck. This is basically my newest one I'm trying out. I actually think my old one was a little bit more powerful right about now. It had more hand buffs, and it worked. So, let's see. And if this doesn't work, I'm going to play like 2-3 games. If it does horribly, I'll probably just remake the old one. And see where we go from there. Alright, we're going to do this. So this is kind of aggressive. The bad thing is swipe obviously still is bad. But pretty sure he's not going to do swipe. We got Keleseth. Alright, that's awesome. Actually gonna go like this. So we'll still get a buff. Divine Shield. And I'll play this. So this is good. We have a very good board right now. Obviously it's still pretty weak to swipe, but the positive thing is that anything we draw is going to be very powerful. We have taunts in the way. I think it's pretty good. He's ramping up, so that's kind of iffy though. I'm thinking about playing this, but we'll play the more aggressive route. And we'll let him do the trading. Okay. I guess it could have been worse. You could have gotten Wicker Flame. That'll be most annoying. There's Divine Favor. Coin out this. Play Divine Favor. Alright, so this is actually good. We have a good hand here. He plays a taunt, Spellbreaker. Then we can, hopefully we'll chip him down enough to where we can play Leroy and just kill him. I'm sure you could tell the lifesteal isn't powerful for us. It doesn't matter at all. So it's going to do 3 and then 1. So that's not the greatest. Drawing cards. That's actually good for us though, because we're going to oh, I forgot he's got Fandral, so he did both. That's good. We could Divine Favor better. Alright. Now, hopefully he doesn't have healing right now. This is 10 damage right here. So, let's see what he does. Oh. Oh. That works. I was almost positive he was going to trade there. We got Keleseth. So with Keleseth in hand, you actually almost want, well, we'll keep, no, we're actually going to send these back because we're going to coin this out. I almost want patches, not patches, Bloodsail Corsair, like Divine Favor, stuff that's not going to be played right away. Maybe I'll keep Argent Square. Keep one Argent Square. Hopefully we don't draw patches. That's the worst card you could draw. Righteous Protector is also good though, so maybe we play that first. No, we're gonna play Keleseth obviously, but you know what I mean. But this is a good hand. We could play both of these. Turn 2, Turn 3 Rallying Blade. Pretty powerful start. But we're going to make some pretty good work of this. This is actually a pretty great hand. I'm actually going to play Rallying Blade. I'm going to attack this so we keep all of our Divine Shields and don't really damage anything. Bad thing is if he plays like Devolve. Devolve is annoying. But we do have this. Actually going to buff, we'll buff this guy. Player Divine Favor.
For justice. Blood will repent. I fight.
And this is how the deck works. We've got another Rallying Blade next turn. We want to. So this is 8 damage here. So we can have 10, 13. That to me is looking like ooh, wait. It's pretty good. We're gonna take that out. We'll play this guy too. Why not? If he does devolve it, it's a bunch of wisp, basically. Lightning Storm. Well, this is gonna die, and it's gonna buff this at minimum. Alright. Got Spellbreaker. So that's game. As I said, that's how the deck works. Alright, definitely don't want patches. I think we're going to keep Righteous Protector. We don't have coin, so it's not as good. Plus, this is good against, it's obviously very good against Hunter. Really hoping we draw our Prince Keleseth. We don't. This is probably what a hand's going to look like more often than not. The last one was very lucky, with Keleseth being on turn 1. So let's see what we do here. We're gonna be hero powering. Kind of sucks, but Crackling Razor Maw. Yep, every hunter always has that. Little annoying. We'll just run this into here. And we'll just play Rallying Blade. We're going to control the board. We have to control this a little bit, as we have a very clunky curve. We basically have to hope right now that he doesn't play Animal Companion and get... I don't know. I hope he just doesn't play Animal Companion. Because we've had kind of a slow start of a hand. That is awesome, though. So we're going to play very aggressive now. Now... that will be annoying for him to deal with, as they usually don't run a lot of removal. The only thing is a trap would be pretty bad. But even if he does play a trap, we will Blessing of Kings it. We're still going to Blessing of Kings. But we're going to play this guy and Blessing of Kings this one. So it's not looking good for our hunter friend here. We have... put on the damage. I think this is a new border for cards. I don't know if this is just for Knights of the Frozen Throne cards, but obviously, as you see, this card does not have it. I mean, obviously, this, like, alright, here's, well, is that a golden thing? Did I have just not ever noticed that? Alright, so we're going to play this. Hit here. Alright. So this is bad for us if he does get like Unleash the Hounds, But oh wow, Silverback Patriarch. We're hoping for a Spellbreaker actually right now. Spellbreaker would be beautiful. Got Zealous Initiate. Not one of the better cards. So actually, I guess I'll. I guess that was kind of a misplay. Wasn't kind of a misplay. It just was a misplay. But we're gonna get rid of this one. Maybe we shouldn't have. Yeah, shouldn't have played this guy first when we attacked him. A couple misplays there. But let's see what he could do. We still have Leroy. All we gotta do is get 1 damage in right now. Hope he doesn't get, you know, some defensive guys. We're gonna attack in here. This will become a 2/2. Obviously, the bad thing here is if he does get Houndmaster, it's pretty rough. Then we're only needing Spellbreaker. Looks like no, he doesn't have it though. So he's forced to trade in here. Excuse me, sorry, that's my cold. He's forced to make that trade. We drew patches, that does not help at all. So part of me feels like making this trade, but I know I'm going to definitely attack with patches because that makes it so Rallying Blade is a win, True Silver is a win, and this will force him to, he has to trade in with that. He basically has to kill off the board, the entire board. So that is the right play. It would be wrong to actually kill Savannah Highmane, because now he's forced to use this card, whatever he can do with it. As I said, hopefully not Unleash the Hounds. Unleash the Hounds is easily the worst card for us. But, Kill Command is pretty good for him. Yep, he's going to attack with his weapon because he has nothing else he can really do. Now, we get to put the pressure on, though, as we can play this. Now, Savannah Highmane is significantly weaker. Obviously, it still has 6 attack. Hopefully, he doesn't get Houndmaster now because we just played the Spellbreaker. That can be potentially bad. Taunt Beast suck, but we end up getting the win without our Keleseth. That ends our video for the Keleseth Paladin. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know if you play the Paladin, how well it does for you. Let me know the maybe card changes you had to do. If you need some suggestions for cards maybe that you don't have, that you want, you know, to still play this, I can help you out. You don't have to play the patches kind of package if you don't have patches. You don't even need Wicker Flame Burn Bristle. You can make this actually quite cheap. The most expensive cards, I would say, would be Prince Keleseth and Leroy. I think they are kind of, well, obviously Keleseth is key, but Leroy I think is actually pretty key too. The potential burst damage you just get from him is so significant. It makes for some easy wins. So thanks for watching, guys, and hope you have a great day.